Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we're going to go ahead and get started talking about Pennsylvania news. And it's pretty big because this is the lowest type of registration that we have seen in a very long time for Democrats. They have only had a lead of 105,000. And actually, I don't know which one is true. It says active Democrats, 105,000. But their lead is 188K. Okay, this is the active registration. But it's kind of weird. But obviously huge. Because as obviously Red Eagle Politics put it, this would be the very first time in years that voter registration has hit below 200K. And just think about it. Republicans were winning elections even when Democrat registration was in the 200K region. So it must be that, you know what, the registration, sure, Democrats have advantage, but it's still really good. And Republicans have a very good shot in this Supreme Court race that's coming up in 2025 in November in the state. Don't know if we're covering that. We'll have to see how that goes. But that's obviously an opportunity to test our strength for the midterms. And it looks like Mr. Governor Shapiro would get reelected unless more skeletons are falling out of the closet. But if he wins by a small margin, you could only imagine that how much we would win, like in the Secretary of State race there also. So we have a lot to look at. But where are things going, you might be wondering. Where are things going? Which direction? Yada, yada, yada. But I'll tell you, this is a map that we came up with, what the registration previously looked like. In September. It has decreased a lot for Democrats since then. But Bucks was confirmed to be Republican. But this is what the map looked like in September. Now, this is a pretty wonky map, if you ask me. Let's take a look at, let's see, Pennsylvania voting registration by county. I want to make sure we're getting it right. But let's see. Oh, okay, this is 2021 voter registration. Well, obviously, because Democrats, that Biden honeymoon period. But I want to see the late. Okay, here we go. This is what the map looked like in September. But I want more recent maps. But take a look here. So yes, you have the only changes was Bucks, which was a Republican stronghold for a very long time until it went more left. I wouldn't say it was the biggest Republican stronghold. I would definitely say it was close to that. I would describe maybe Dauphin County right here being more red, has Harrisburg previously, but then it goes more left, it has more of those institutions. But obviously this is changing complex voter rolls from 1998 to 2022. We don't want that though. I don't think they've created a map. Interesting. They're not too happy about the massive downfall for Dems. But I would imagine that the map that we are seeing when it comes to the said county alignment would be, let's actually take a look at counties like Luzerne. Because Luzerne, it's kind of interesting. A county that votes for Trump by a lot, but majority of the county is Democrats. That's just because it used to be a Democrat, ancestral Democrat hold. It used to be very big with labor unions. But really, I don't think there's any sort of university that is keeping this county. Actually, it says It says the Democratic Party has a historically dominant in county level politics. However, during the 2019 Luzerne County Council election, Republicans for the first time secured a majority on the council, the county's governing body. Thomas Baldino, professor of political science at Wilkes University, and I think Wilkes University is in fact in Luzerne County. We can actually take a look at that. Yes, it is. It does have a university, but take a look at the voting here. 59%. It's pretty much solid in for Republicans. Long time voting record for Democrats, but double digits for Trump twice in the said county. And when was the last time the county? Did the county vote for? Let's see, the 2022. Pennsylvania gubernatorial race. Yes, I did vote for Josh Shapiro, but by a very little bit right here. Very little bit going for Josh Shapiro. So obviously the Republican Party has found great grip there. But what about voting registration, you may ask? What's it looking like? Yada, yada, yada. I'm not so sure. I thought I saw a graph. You could see county council members is kind of split. So it says, okay, Republicans, this is as of 2023, so we can flip by a little bit. Republicans have taken the lead in Luzerne, but I can tell you right now, their lead is very incomprehensible. It's not really, it's not considered a bellwether anymore. It's solid Republican. I mean, Biden, yeah, sure, it used to be a bellwether. I can definitely agree with that. Because Biden lost the county by a lot and still won the state of Pennsylvania. So it was acting in the ways and interests of the county of Northampton. It says here, until 2020, it had voted for the presidential candidate who carried Pennsylvania in every single election since 1936. So that's a big record. So a lot of people are like, oh, Trump, he would carry Pennsylvania because of Luzerne. He's like, it's like the county that kind of predicts elections. But then again, you have a countering ideal with, of course, Northampton County, which I still believe is still mostly Democratic. We'll have to see. But 2020, let's take a look at Northampton County and actually see where things are going there. Okay, Northampton has a conflict of interest. It's mostly Democrat, looks like. This is of January 28th, 2024. I would believe this lead is shrinking before you know it. But maybe there's some article saying Republicans, maybe they have taken control of that said county. Let's see. Let's see. Northampton voting registration. I want to see voting registration. It's a big record to counter. Let's see. I want to see Northampton County, though. Okay, registering and voting. Okay, this tells me nothing. It tells me when to vote, how to vote. I know they're supposed to tell me that, but I want to know who's leading. Let's take a look at Erie. Maybe we can make a decision in Erie County, Pennsylvania. But this is what I think it's looking like right now. Luzerne has gone Republican. You could see Erie or those counties in particular going red. Other words, Erie and Northampton County. But let's see what Erie County tells us. This is Erie County Executive. Okay, so Democrats also have a lead there also. Here's a registration chart. This is as of February, and I would imagine that lead would shrink over time, though. So I would say Erie, Northampton, as of right now. Let's take a look at Monroe. I'm curious to know, because Monroe also is a very big Democrat stronghold over the course of years. Has a university, et cetera, et cetera. It looks like voting registration. Oh, yes, there is a registration. I would say Republicans would win there also. So this is what I think it's looking like. The 2020 results exactly. Lehigh County, Lehigh, I would assume it's Democrat, but this is, I think, what it's looking like as of right now. Obviously, the key into running up those numbers is looking at Pennsylvania. That's our goal. Keeping that Philadelphia metro, the same limit there. Okay? Like, trying to increase white, non-college graduate turnout. Very popular in Erie. Very popular in Northampton. Somewhat popular in Monroe. They do have a university. But even increasing that over the course would keep Pennsylvania red to a point. Hispanic, work on that also. African-American turnout, try to reach those African-American men, black men. Let them know, hey, look, your party's too emotional. You need to be a man. Do not let this party bully you. And you're going to increase that turnout there. College, we're making inroads with college men. They're realizing, yep, the Democratic Party is also too woke, in other words. I do think Center County is going to be pretty blue. So same thing with Dolphin. But continue to run up those numbers. Continue to make inroads in the state. So what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.